Hello, ladies. We are in week 10.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing
How are you?
awesome. I made you a beautiful diploma that says congratulations for getting all the way through. So, for those of you tuning in, I'm Justine Sanfilippo, nutritionist and health coach, and author of the book Lose Your Inches Without Losing Your Mind. My website's happyhealthypeople.com, and I'm joined with Kajenwa and Jennifer of Dash Public Relations that have been doing my program for the last 10 weeks. So we're just going to touch base today. I mean, I'll go over a little bit of what's in chapter 10, but really this is just sort of a recap of all the little tips you feel you've learned over the last 10 weeks and what, because the whole goal here was to create a lifestyle changes. There's no diet or anything, no quick fixes, because none of those are sustainable. So, what are some things that that you'll be able to keep using in the future to continue to reach your health goals and, till you're 100?
Well, again, number one for me is water. You have finally been able to get me to drink water when nobody else has been able to do it. So I'm very thankful for that. And also exercising. Those are two big things that I wasn't doing, and I always made excuses and had a reason why we couldn't do it, and now we do it all the time. So it's just kind of become a part of my life at this point, and if I don't do it, or if I don't drink enough water, I feel like something's missing, and I have to do it. I get anxious about it. So I'm really happy about that. Also, I probably lost about 6 pounds, which is good. I am going to do the program again because I have a little more weight that I would like to lose on the scale. However, I do want to say that I have lost 5.5 inches in my target areas. Somehow it just came off in those areas. Wow. So, and that's individually, 5.5 in one thigh, 5.5 in another, 5.5 in my stomach. And I was about 2.5 in my arms. So, I mean, that was the first thing I noticed with this program was the scale might not have tipped, but, I was inch by inch every week was going away. So I'm super stoked about that.
I mean, that's awesome. When's the last time that happened for you?
I've never done inches before, so I don't know. But the whole point of your book, don't get stressed out about the scale. And muscle weighs more than fat. So I can tell you that anything else I've ever done in my life, I've always been dependent on the scale as my guide. And now we're using, as Kajenwa said, the pants barometer or the dress barometer. And that's what I'm comfortable with. And when you're working out, muscle weighs more than fat. So the scale might not tip as much, but your inches are shrinking and your clothes are getting bigger. So it's all in the right direction. So thank you so much, Justine, for taking the time to write this book and taking the time to do this with us for the past 10 weeks.
Oh, well, thank you for participating and, being just so open with everyone, just sharing your experiences and being honest. And I mean, that's so exciting. I just got chills all over. This is why I do this, is just to help people figure out their own path and figure out what works for them for the long term. So the fact that you're going to be wardrobe shopping, if you haven't already, I mean, that's exciting. That's very exciting.
Yeah, that's my new problem, but it's a good problem to have. Nothing fits.
Yeah. Yeah, good alterations person or a little shopping.
Exactly.
So Kajenwa, share with us, what are some things that you'll be taking with you long term, and what do you think you've learned the most from this experience?
I think what I've learned most is to pay attention to the little things, pay attention to the snacking. I was a horrible snack eater, and I wasn't paying attention to the kinds of snacks that I was ingesting. And I think now more than ever, if I'm going to go for a snack, I'm going to go for a snack. It'll be a good snack. And every now and then it'll be, a chocolate snack or a Danish snack. But I'm more cognizant of when I've chosen to make that decision, and more cognizant of how I need to counter that habit with great habits that I've now installed, which include drinking water. I truly love water now. Much like Jen, I was not a water type. Water to swim in, fine, but not water to ingest on a regular basis. And I love water. And I found that my cravings for juicy juice has really declined. It's rare. Rare is the time where I feel a compulsion to go and get, a sugary drink. So that's been really great. Also, I'm obsessed with working out. Like, I feel like, my profile, my selfie has to look so hot. So now I'm like competing with myself for time at the gym, and and then I'm preening in front of the mirror, which is fine. I do this. So it's all exciting. It's all really, really exciting. I'm loving protein and beef jerky here and there, and making good choices and not punishing myself for food anymore.
I like that you
So
said that, because a lot of us, we do punish ourselves. And I used to do that too. Like, if I started off the day with something unhealthy or whatever it was, and my whole day was off, because I would punish myself constantly. So it sounds like the biggest takeaways for you is that you really have that awareness now, awareness of choices of food, of exercise, and, you're just very cognizant of everything. And also, what was the other thing I was going to say? Go ahead.
No, I don't know. Maybe about the mental part of this game. I'm going to do the program again. I'm going to start over again, because it's literally maybe 5 weeks before I fly to the Caribbean or something like that. And I want to look good. Okay. So there is an element of vanity.
Vanity is fine. Absolutely. Oh, it's balance. That's what my brain's all over the place, and I'm finding my own balance with, working, moving, all sorts of things, trying to stay healthy and exercise. But you've also found this balance. So if you are having chocolate, if you are, having a glass of wine, whatever it is, how do you balance it out for the day? And then, it's okay to be vain. We have this body, we might as well make the most of it, right?
Yeah, this is the body you live in, right?
Yes.
This is the body you're going to live in for a little while, so you might as well feel good about it.
Yes, wonderful. So thank you again both for sharing your experiences. And one thing, so chapter 10 is all about maintaining the magic and really finding that balance, which it seems like you both have in a lot of ways through nutrition and exercise, and really just like the mental part, again, being aware, not beating ourselves up, understanding you don't have to be perfect. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. We will never, ever be perfect. Okay. We just do our best, enjoy life. And there's something I touch on in the chapter called primary foods, which I actually learned in nutrition school. This is about the things that we don't necessarily eat. So it's physical activity, which we touched on, career, I mean, you both have your own PR firm, healthy relationships, and then spirituality, whatever that means to us and to you. So it's just a good idea to kind of think of the sort of the spectrum of these other things in our lives, because sometimes when one isn't balanced, let's say if we're in an unhealthy relationship, everything else sort of gets thrown off. Or if we're doing a career that we don't enjoy or is too stressful, like it really affects everything else. So what do you think about sort of these non-food items in our lives? Do you both feel you're fairly balanced in those areas?
That's the $1 million question, right? I think life is all about finding balance. I have noticed, and Jen was brought it up a couple times, emotional eating. So I've caught myself if I'm having a really stressful day, or business isn't going right, or life isn't going right, I might be really kind of low down for the day, and then I'm like eating all day and I'm not even hungry. I'm just eating to eat. So I've been paying a lot of attention to that. And also, sometimes when you're not having a great day and you're feeling a little down in the dumps, or, it's a rainy, icky day, the last thing you want to do is work out. You just want to be in your comfy pants with a blankie on the couch, and you have to fight through it. So I think that balance, sometimes you have to fight for balance in your life, because once I make myself, and let me tell you, like in my head, I'm like a kicking, screaming child. Like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to put my sneakers on. No. And then, you just do it. You like yell at yourself, like get your butt off the couch. Just do this 15 minutes of your life, 20 minutes of your life, get on the treadmill, just do it. And then you do it. And all of a sudden you feel great afterwards. And you're so glad that you did it. So I think balance for everybody is very, very difficult, especially for women. We have to wear many, many hats and juggle many, many things. But do it. You're worth it. You have to find the balance. And if you have to yell at yourself in your head or yell at other people in your head or maybe out loud so you can get that balance and take that time for yourself, then you got to do it. You have to take care of you. Like Jenna said, you have one body and you're going to be in it for a little while. So take care of it.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. And balance is critical. Financial balance is critical. If you feel financially bereft, it's going to trickle over into how you manage your relationships and how you treat yourself and what you feel you're entitled to. We talked last week about the question of organics. Organic eggs, for example. For me, it's important to have cage-free eggs. I don't want to eat effed up eggs. I don't want to ingest bad things. So it's important to think about your financial health, your spiritual health, your physical health, your mental health. All of those things combined are what's going to keep you together, even in the toughest of moments. Yesterday, for example, was a tough moment. I'm traveling. I have a lot of things to move around. I have a 6-month-old that's kicking and screaming and feeling what I'm feeling. I'm like, I'd love to kick and scream and throw a tantrum too. And it's just a primitive example of what we want to do but can't because we're grown-up adults now. So being able to deal and cope is a lifelong thing. But I think with better balance, we're better capable of coping. And it's okay. I always tell people it's okay to have a moment and to cry and break down. It's fine. No one's going to attack you for that.
Yes.
It's okay.
It is okay. And it's also okay to reach out for support. I mean, you guys work together. Obviously, you're very good friends. So when we are going through tough times and we need someone to help us get balanced out again, reach out to someone, say, hey, I'm feeling kind of like blah today. Can you help me do this? Or it would be really great if, delegate a little bit. Just realize you don't have to be a one-woman show or a one-man show all the time. It's okay to ask for support and help, and just sometimes a listening ear is always helpful as well.
And what I've found is people want to help, actually. People on the plane wanted to hold Kaya while I get my bags. I imagine. People want to put my bags on the cart. So that expression of love is just beautiful. And I think you have to be in a good place, you have to be a good enough person that people would recognize that you could use a hand, actually. And the hand is often extended.
Yeah, and you'd be surprised how many people are feeling the same thing that you are. There's me and Coach Jenna would talk multiple times a day, but there's quite a few times a week where one of us will call each other and it's, okay, I just need to get this off my chest, and it's just, we just go off on whatever's bothering us. It could be, the person who's taking their sweet ass time walking down the street, and it's just that's the last thing, and you just can't deal. And so we have our venting sessions and we chill out. And, sometimes I'll call her. I'm like, I just can't even deal with this anymore. And I'm freaking out. And then she's actually freaking out about something. And here I'm thinking that she is, calm and cool and everything's going great. So, you never really know. And we have these great moments and we get it out, we get it off of our chest, and then we're able to just move on.
Yeah, sometimes just venting just feels really good. And I forget who just said it, but we do love to help. Yeah, Kajenwa. It make if you hold the door open for someone, how good do you feel? what a simple little thing, or you let someone sort of pull out in front of you when you're driving. Like, people like to help other people. And I think, what goes around comes around. So
yeah. And those cranky people, just for the record, people who are mean, they're evil. They do want to cut you off. They do want to tell you off. They're waiting for that opportunity. They're ready to throw an egg at your car. Like, it's an energy that comes from not feeling good at the core. I mean, of course, we all have our moments, okay? I'm talking about the person who constantly feels that way.
Right.
It's an issue. It's something that they have to deal with inside that's not rectified for whatever reason.
So you let them go out in front of you because they're going to go anyway, and then you feel good and calm, and it doesn't stress out your day. So I love that. Really creating this balance of lifestyle, not losing our minds, healthy nutrition, healthy exercise. So I'd love to hear just one sort of final statement from each of you. Basically, like, what are your overall thoughts of, these last 10 weeks? Like, if someone was about to check out the book at happyhealthypeople.com, what are some things that you would say?
Just pick it up and do it. There's so much valuable information in this book. I never really thought about sodium. Whatever, you eat Chinese food sometimes and you feel a little bloated the next day, but I never really looked at it until I read this book. And now when I eat anything, that's the first thing I go to is how much sodium is in this. And that's my yes or no factor. You're going to fall off the wagon sometimes. We've done it throughout these 10 weeks. Sometimes we had bad weeks when we didn't eat what we were supposed to, or we didn't exercise as much as we wanted to. Get over it. Like, just move on. It's okay for that to happen. Like what Jenna says, have the hamburger, right? Me and her keep telling ourselves it's okay to have the hamburger. Just eat it. Maybe don't have as much bread, but it's okay. And it's just a lifestyle change. We've both said today, and independently, we didn't talk about this prior to this meeting, that we both want to start again from the beginning. Because I think that just with anything in life, when you do it again, you find things that you may have missed the first time. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm very happy with the progress that I've made. As I mentioned before, inches versus the scale, it's so enlightening. It's so refreshing. You're like, screw you, scale. I don't even need you. I've got my genes. This is telling me what I need to know. And when other people compliment you too, nobody else sees the scale. Other people just see how you look. So when they say, hey, have you lost weight? You're looking really good. You seem happier. That's just been such a blessing. So that's what I'm most thankful for. I feel like Thanksgiving.
Yay.
Without the turkey coma.
Yeah. No, I would say, go get the book at Amazon. You can afford it, and you can afford to do something to change your life. And it's a very small price to pay for an opportunity to think about food differently and to give yourself a hand in so far as how you treat your body and how your body will treat you in return. After having the baby, was I think at 35 inches around the waist. I'm down to 32. So my next initiative is to get to 31, which is closer to my fighting goal, right? Which was kind of like in the 28 zone. So I'm really, really happy with the progress. And as I said, I will be repeating the program again. So for those of you who are watching, I guess just tune into YouTube if you want to, and you can pick up the series 1 through 10 and find Justine, right, at happyhealthypeople.com, and reach out and let us know how you're doing and what you're struggling with. I think this is an ongoing conversation for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both for those testimonials. I'm always appreciative. I mean, it took me 6 years to write the thing. So the book just kind of poured out of me. I never thought I'd be an author or a writer, or I never even liked English class. So things happen for a reason. It had to come out, and I'm glad that you find it really simple and, these little tips that you can take away and really apply it to your life and make it work for you. So I'm just, I'm very thankful to both of you. So congratulations on finishing 10 weeks.
Yay!
And
congratulations. And we're thankful to you, by the way. Thank you for this, for jumping on this crazy experiment train.
Yeah.
And, you know, next time, you never know, we'll have like a hair and makeup team and, you know, our producers.
Yes. Who knows what may happen.
But I can definitely foresee you giving more speaking engagements and helping out more people who are struggling with weight and the scale.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And take it week by week. That's also one other thing I wanted to say that I truly enjoyed about this book. I can't even tell you how many diet books I have in my library. And usually, you know, you read through the whole book, and then when you get to the end is when you start the process. And it just doesn't work. Your book specifically said, like, do not read past this chapter. That's it. Like, you get one chapter a week, don't read ahead. And I think that that's a good thing too, because you don't feel overwhelmed and you don't forget information. It's just a natural progress.
Yeah, you bite what you can you bite what you can chew with this one, and not only the amount of books, but the amount of programs that I've tried. If it wasn't like the ephedrine, you know, the one that made your heart beat really fast, and you're like, I'm having a heart attack right now, but you're 19, so you think you're not going to die anyway. From that to, like, you know, the X-Lax, to the ballerina teas, to the Nutrisystem, to the, you know, the soy products that make you break out, because I break out with soy. I'm like, I've tried everything, and I just needed to get back to me. And, you know,
I just laughed so hard because I think I've tried everything that you said before. You know, coming to my senses, especially the ephedra. You're like, I'm fine, but not really. So anyway, ladies, this has been a pleasure. I'm going to let you guys go on with your day and do whatever you need to do. But, you know, check in, let me know how you're doing. Maybe we, in a few weeks or like a month or so, we could do like another sort of post follow-up, just kind of see how life is going then. But yes, thank you all so much. And if you guys ever need PR people, it's Dash Public Relations with Kajenwa and Jennifer.
Yes. And Justine, how can people reach out and find you?
So happyhealthypeople.com, also on Facebook. I'm Happy Healthy People. Or you can look up my name, Justine Sanfilippo, which we might have to put on the video how to actually.
Or you can go to Amazon.com and type in lose your inches.
Without losing your mind. Yes, and that does show up there too. So you'll find me anywhere. But all right, ladies. Well, we're gonna sign out for the final week, and you know, keep in touch. And thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, Justine.
Thank
Good
you,
everybody
Justine.
out there.
Bye, guys. Tone It Up Tuesdays.
Tuesday.